Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. I've got Executive Director of the UAS here, Ernie Confer, as we talk about the UAS Unlimited All-Star Grand Nationals that's exactly 10 days from today over Labor Day weekend. So with that, I'll hand it over to Ernie.
Welcome, everybody. We're getting closer and closer to the biggest weekend of the year for the Unlimited All Stars, and that is the 2026 UAS Grand National at Morrison Speedway in Morrison, Tennessee. This is where the season comes down to one weekend, one race, one champion, and we're bringing the best UAS racers from all over the country together in Tennessee. Uh, the major things we need to we're going to cover tonight are places, what's going on. We're going to bring some guests in, a couple regional champions. Um, Mr. Jason C. from Blowing Smoke, I think, should be joining us as well.
That's right.
Uh, so Labor Day weekend, Morrison Speedway, Morrison, Tennessee, is the second annual Mark Bergfeld Memorial Cup. It's the UAS Grand National Championship race, and we're going to crown a national champion from all 26 regions, I believe it is. Racers will be coming from the South, the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and beyond. Morrison's putting on a full local racing program as well. There's roughly 10 to 12 local classes, all listed on the flyers, which are available on my personal Facebook page. They're all pinned to the top. Everything you need to know about the Grand National can be found pretty much there. Um, this isn't just a UAS; it's a full weekend. It isn't just the UAS or UAS racing, so it's a full weekend of grassroots racing, and we're extremely excited to have KartVision TV bringing it to the fans free on YouTube and Facebook, as well as their Twitch station, I believe. Um, Mr. Terry Bridges, I regret to inform everybody, will not be able to join us this year. So I'll be a man wearing many hats at the Grand Nationals this year, trying to do pit interviews and pictures and registration and help Dave with tech, along with working with the flagman on the flag stand and running the one-way communication radio to the drivers. With that said, we should make it a point right now to remind drivers to make sure that you do have your receivers with you. We didn't. I know we didn't use them last year, and I think they're going to be extremely beneficial to us moving forward. Um, that and So this weekend isn't you don't just race for a trophy here. You're going to race to put your name in the history of the Unlimited All Stars history books, and we're looking forward to everybody coming to Morrison and putting on a great show.
Yes, we are. I know I am, and I look forward to joining you guys and help bring it to the fans, like you said, live and for free for anybody who can't make it, or any family members, friends that aren't able to make the trip. Um, with that, I guess what kind of crowd are you expecting? Is there any kind of parking update there, and who do we contact as that goes?
Well, I know that the parking is pretty much sold out. There is a flyer for parking with a map as along with the rest of the information on my Facebook page. Um, you can contact the Morrison Speedway Facebook page directly to find out what's left for parking and to reserve a spot. I know that once reserve parking is sold out, there is still a bunch of free parking spots. So there should still be plenty of parking available. Most of the prime parking spaces are pretty much all taken up.
And if you excuse me, if you haven't yet, take a look at the track walk that I posted, and you can kind of get an idea of the layout, where kind of the prime parking is, and then what isn't pictured is the free parking, of course. So you can kind of see the choice spots there. That track walk that we've got posted on KartVision TV's Facebook page. So
Yep. I'm gonna try to announce either tonight or tomorrow. I didn't put too much thought into early arrivals, so I need to talk with the track to see what kind of accommodations we can make for people who are gonna arrive early. Um, Usually, there's somebody at the gate, or the gate's unlocked so you can get in and park. But I'll figure that out, and I'll get that information added as quickly as possible. Uh, but Friday, September 4th, the gates are going to open at 2 p.m. We're going to try to get on track as soon as possible. We've got a tentative time of 6 p.m. Um,
mm,
so once you get in, get your trailer parked, make sure you get unloaded, get your cart ready, get over to tech, get get into tech, get registered. The sooner you do that, the sooner we can get on the track and get on track action moving. No UAS carts will be allowed to go out on the track without going through pre-tech, and you do need to have a transponder on your cart when you do go out for practice, so that we can verify that everything's working. If you do go out and your transponder's not working, we'll have the flagman flag you off so that you can get that taken care of. And then Saturday, same thing. We're going to open the gate a little early, 10 a.m. If you're not there for Friday night tech, get in and over to tech and get registered as soon as possible. Uh, every year there's a handful of people, with issues when we get to tech. So the sooner we can get you into tech, and the sooner we can find these issues, the sooner we can help you get it corrected. And like I said, the sooner we can get the show on the road. Pit passes, single day pit passes are $25. There is a Friday Saturday combo for 40. The UAS entry is $100. I didn't put the junior UAS entry on there. I need to check with Holly. Typically, we usually do the same registration for juniors as the seniors, and then we pay out 100% to the juniors as well. Do you have anything to add, Daniel?
no, I don't believe so. I know I've got Cadence here in the waiting room, and then we've also got Dan here also in the
Okay.
waiting room, also kind of backstage. So um, we can kind of visit with them one on one if you're there, or if you've got anything else to add.
Well, let's touch on practice real quick. So Friday night there's going to be an open practice. It'll be 30 minutes open practice for the plate classes and the kid classes. Then the adult clones and predator classes are going to go out, and then there'll be open practice for UAS, junior UAS, and then we're going to do open practice for KT. Once all the practices are over, there'll be a brief intermission, and then we'll go into qualifying sessions directly after practice. The Morrison classes they'll all qualify along with the KT 100 class, and then once qualifying concludes, we'll get you right back out there for practice again. We'll go into half of the features. Once half of the features are through, we'll get you right back out there for practice. We'll run another 5 features, I think it is, or 4 features, and then we'll have last chance practice for anybody who still wants it. We're not going to go too terribly late Friday night, but we're going to make sure that everybody gets plenty of on track time. When you make it through tech, we're going to group everybody into groups, and we'll call you up to the grid for practice by your group. You'll go out with your group. We'll give you 2 laps to get up to speed, and then probably 8 laps green. Spread you out. Give you 2 laps to clean out your engines, and then 8 green flag laps, and then we'll move on to the next group. We'll keep doing that until we get through all 4 practice sessions. Saturday, um, Saturday we're going to start with open practice again, 30 minutes of open practice, then a 5-minute break, and then we're going to do one more last chance open UAS practice before we go into qualifying. UAS is going to qualify towards the beginning of the program and around the beginning of the qualifying session, I should say. And then we'll go right into UAS heats and then into the Morrison, the run the dash, and then right into features. We're going to try to run a tight show, a fast paced show. We're going to get it all in and try to get everybody out of there at a decent hour.
Awesome. And again, anybody is welcome. This is obviously for the Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals, but there will be other classes as well for those that want to are local or want to race on a national level on a national scene at a national event anyway. Okay, well, I appreciate the rundown. Why don't we bring in Cadince, talk a little bit about her season. Hey, Cadince.
Hey.
I've got
Hi,
your
Cadince.
picture up. I've got your picture up. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a little small there, but anyway, thanks for stopping in. I thought we could spend a few minutes talk about your success this season, maybe a little bit about your background and yeah, what you're looking forward to the most, I guess, coming up. So I'll kind of kick it to you or to Ernie if Ernie wants to ask anything else.
Let's see. Well, this is a great. Candace, congratulations on winning the Georgia Junior UAS Championship. What does it mean to you to be a champion?
Everything, honestly. Like I don't even know how to. Something really special to me.
That's awesome. You've got some pretty big pretty big shoes to fill in this sport. And
Mhm.
uh, what have you learned from the people that you've been racing with this year?
I've learned a whole lot from everybody I've been racing with this year. A whole lot about being a clean driver and sportsmanship, especially in this class. Really big on sportsmanship and just learning how to be better, especially with the people I'm racing with, like Wyatt. Not sure if y'all can hear me.
Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We're picking you up. We're hearing you loud and clear.
What do you think it's
I'm sure
going
it's
to be
probably
like?
cutting out. Be like
What do you
where?
think it's going to be like being around all the UAS racers at the Grand National?
Oh, gonna be
Can you hear?
something. That's it's gonna be my first. Yeah,
Now,
gonna be a
have you
big
raced at
experience
Morrison
for me.
before?
I know that. I have one time, and I finished
Okay, so
second
you're familiar with
that
it.
race.
Oh, gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Is that recent? At one of the recent shows?
Yeah, it is. Uh, 2 weekends ago, actually. I think
Okay, so
it
you've got
was.
an
Yeah.
idea what that fresh dirt looks like then, huh?
It's a really nice track. I like it. Nice place.
Yeah, I was there earlier this year, and it really is nice. I mean, I don't know that I've been to a track with the nicer bathroom facilities and their
Yes.
well, just in general, really overall.
hmm Definitely one of the nicer places I've been to. Really good place.
Well, who do you have to thank? Sponsors, anybody that's helping you get to this point?
hmm Definitely Danny York. That's the engines I'm running on this cart, and then also Bobby Hearn. He builds our stock Appear motors and all that. And I would have to say Cindy Simpson. She's one of my big sponsors in this. And Cody Stange, fire prep and all that, and Brett. some of the big
Awesome.
people that helped me.
Well, I know
Well, how
it
did
takes a
you?
team for sure. Yep. Go.
Yeah. How did you get started in kart racing, Cadence?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I've ever heard of an indoor go-kart track called K1 Speed.
Mm-hmm.
I went there with someone, then eventually found out about these type of go-karts and went to Talladega and watched some races and left for the go-kart that and it just went on from there.
Awesome. That's what I really like about kart racing. It I don't know, it's infectious. You know, it gets into your blood and it can get in there deep. And I find it very addicting. I've got what started out with one go kart quickly turned into two go karts and three go karts, and I'll just stop right there because I don't really want the old lady knowing how many go karts I've really got out there. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure it's kind of the
for
same for
sure.
you.
We've got
Um,
about 4 or 5.
is this your first year racing anything with big horsepower?
It's my first year in the. I raced stock up here in a whole bunch, but horsepower, bigger motors, yes.
Well, that's sorry, I lost myself. Um,
No, that's impressive. I think again to first year, if I heard you right, and you're a champ. Is that right? I mean, and this is high horsepower stuff. So it's
Yeah.
I don't know what K1 is. I mean, I've heard of it, but I can't imagine they've got the horsepower you're driving now on dirt at that.
Oh yeah.
So
hmm
so it's got to be kind of day and night in that way as far as speed goes. So very impressive, great job, and yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing you in 10 days from now. We're going to drop off here and pull in our next guest. But congratulations again for a successful season, Cadence, and can't wait to see you in
All right.
person, meet you in person, and we'll do this again doing driver interviews on Friday. What do you say?
All right. Appreciate that.
All right,
we'll see you
appreciate
then.
it. And we'll see you in 10 days
All
then.
right.
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we've got Jason Seay of Blowing Smoke. I think might be trying to get on here, but I've got his picture up here. So let's see if we can get him on. I see a picture. I see he's trying to get his camera going here. Jason, are you there? All right, we're having a little technical difficulties, so we're going to see if we can jump to. We've got Dan Guild here, who's also had a successful season. I'm going to bring him in, and we'll come back to Jason here after we visit with Dan here for just a moment. Hey, Dan.
Howdy.
Thank
Hey,
you
Dan.
for patiently waiting. I know you came in early and we're waiting for just a little bit on us. But anyway, welcome to the preview show ahead of the Grand Nationals. And Ernie, I'll kind of kick it off to you to see if you want what you got.
All right, Dan, congratulations on the Western New York Championship. You and Kelsey had one hell of a championship fight this year. What does it mean to finally have that championship tied up?
3 years of trying and finally got there. So
Congratulations.
big deal for us.
Yeah, you guys went tooth and nail, and it came it came all the way down to those last two races, and after those two races, it still took me 2 days to figure it out. It was so close. Congratulations, like I said, on a successful season. Who do you want to thank for helping you get there?
My son and my dad, they're my extra hands all the time, and they're constantly helping me getting tires and just getting around and getting things done. It with my work schedule and stuff, it makes it kind of rough trying to get everything ready every weekend, but we get it done.
Speaking of your son, there's been some talk about Zachary coming down to Morrison and running a junior UAS kart. Has there been any more development on that?
Well, if engine parts are here in time and we can get a motor put together for him, that very well might happen. We had two engines put together that we were doing some testing on, and the one kind of we pushed it a little too hard and blew the top half of it off, and the other one we just can't quite get the timing the way we want it, and gonna have to basically build a new one from scratch. I don't like the way it's turning out, but we'll see.
Well, you've raced against some of the best in the country, Dan, and you do it with a transmission, which is a little different than most of the other guys out there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean it's stock clutch, full transmission. The hand clutch installing it, I mean, it bites me once in a while, but it's more like what I'm used to from before this. We run limited late models. They're all direct drive. They basically operate exactly like this does. It's all about finesse of the right foot. They're the same thing. You can't just pile it into the corner and dump the throttle. It's going to upset the cart, and it's not going to be happy with you. Same way with late models. They're exactly the same way. They get real unhappy when you start trying to make them do stuff they don't like. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just about finesse. It's usually as long as my right foot doesn't have a seizure, I'm doing all right.
Well, when you look at the, you had a really good run last year, Dan. You made it into the top six. You were in the fast dash. When you look at the field coming to Morrison, how confident are you?
Well, Tennessee Clay is Tennessee Clay. I have furthest south I've ever been is Farmers Raceway, and I mean, if I'm not concerned about the cart itself. It's the tires. Figuring tires out for Tennessee Clay is, like I said, I've got zero experience on anything southern, so anything south of Farmers, I don't have a clue. We're gonna put about 8 sets of tires together and hope that we can pull close enough combinations to get a good starting point, I guess, and send it from there.
You mentioned the furthest south you've been was Farmers. Did you run a transmission there? And if so, how well did you do, how did you do there for your first time out?
We went down there twice last year. We went down there once for practice, and I think I finished third or fourth with a full field. And then we went back down when they had that $10,000 to win race, and I finished fifth, I believe. I missed the gear in the second one. I pulled a tooth out of it and expecting the track to get faster, and it stayed exactly like it was. And I was down about 800 RPMs from where I wanted to be, but I I've never drove anything that didn't have a transmission on it. I've got, this is a RMZ 450. Before that, I had a Suzuki RM 250 two-stroke that had the full 5-speed on it. We've had a couple of Hondas that we've run. They both had full transmissions on them. I know the guys all say the jack shafts are the way to go, and I'm not saying they're not, but I don't know any different.
Yeah.
It didn't have a transmission on it, so.
It just so happens, I believe 3 of the top 6 karts that finished last year's Grand National had transmissions.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. I know I did, Renee did, and there was one other one.
Cash, I think. Hodgson?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, and yeah. So.
Well, you guys hear that? Dan isn't just coming down to Tennessee representing himself. He's carrying Western New York with him, and we're real proud of him.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan, for representing Western New York, and we look forward to seeing you down in Morrison.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it, and congratulations on a successful season.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we're going to try to pull in Jason Seay of Blowing Smoke. It's thinking. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think, again, congratulations to Dan. Congratulations to Cadince. I think, again, as we wait for Jason Seay to join the show here, that's the exciting part is you've got respective champs of their regions coming together, right? And they're going to represent the region that they've won or they've battled others with for the national accolades. Isn't that right, Ernie?
Yeah. We have a real interesting format here in that with all these regions and all these different formulations of champions and possibilities. I think there's a 6-way tie, if I'm not mistaken, right now for going into nationals for first place. So mathematically, just about anything can happen at this race.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and it looked like, let's see if we can get Jason on here. We'll come back to the rankings here in a moment. Jason, are you there? Jason? Looks like he dropped off.
Oh, correction. Cash is running a Berkey clutch on a jack shaft, and I knew that.
Okay. All right. I don't know if Jason can hear us, or we can't see him, but that doesn't mean he can't necessarily hear his audio. So. Yeah. So, oh, hey, Jason, there you are.
63rd.
63rd is Ben. Looks like we're having some trouble getting your sound in here, Jason. That's all right. That's all right.
Do you know sign language?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say I'm really good at reading lips, but we don't have your audio, so that's all right. Maybe you can join us in the chat. But anyway, while we've got you, just hear this. We're looking forward to next weekend and having you guys out there. Congratulations to you and your team on a successful season, and thank you all that you do for covering high horsepower karting in the eastern United States and everywhere you go. So again, that was kind of the main thing, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to say a few words. But yeah, we look forward to having you there. And again, congratulations to the Say High Performance on a successful season. So.
Absolutely, Jason, you've been doing a wonderful job representing the sport. I can't wait to catch up with you when we get down there, do some interviews, some pit walks. Drive safe and good luck in Virginia this weekend.
Absolutely. Drive safe, and hope the weather cooperates. I know that's been something that's kind of been hit or miss for a lot of people most of the season. So. Okay, it's me and you. Um, let's pick up. Why don't we pick up where we were talking? I guess with the rankings, there is something like 100. Essentially, if they make the final, or if they make the A main, you pretty much have a chance to be the champ. But I think the ones that are ranked in the first 100, it's that close. Does that sound about right, Ernie?
Yeah, pretty much. If any of those guys win the race, it's almost a lockup.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, really, how close everyone is as rankings go. But I think we
The
want to good. Mhm.
the national rankings, they really tell a story, but the grand nationals are where everybody gets a chance to change that story. Um, like you said, there's uh, Gil Atkinson, Cash Hodson, Brian Nevins Jr., Simon Seay, long hair Ryan Erskine, uh, Robbie Yao, Allie Jones, Juan Greeno, Pate Strickland, Evan C., Robert Smart, Kelsey Peace, Stan Caroline, and Dan Guild, and they're all tied for first place. So uh, all of those guys are going to be hungry and chomping at the bit, and there's a whole slew of people following right behind them. There's uh, Justin Gilbert, Ryan Fernandez, Johnny Evans, Terry Martin's going to be strong, and they're all tied right behind those guys, and they're going to be ready to execute just as much as the next prepared guy there. Regional champions, Stanley Caroline will be there. Johnny Evans, Ryan Erskine, Dan Guild, just to name a few. There will be several previous champions in the field. There will be Chris Evan C, Robbie Yao, Justin Gilbert, um, and there are also some drivers that could really surprise us. Kelsey Peace has been real strong in the Northeast. She's had some good runs out west. She was right up front in the mix last year at the Grand National and finished inside the top 10 nationally. Daniel Watkins has been strong. Uh, he just won a couple races, or won the quarter point, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. Uh, Wayne Felch, probably one of the most innovative UAS carts out there. Um, he's, he could pull an upset. Grant Heiler from Ohio Valley. He's really strong in his region,
Yep.
and made the dash last year and ran up front in the main. So you can have a great season and put a great resume together, but when you roll into Morrison, everybody starts chasing the same thing. The UAS Grand National Championship.
Absolutely. Now it's the Bergfeld Memorial Cup, right? That's the trophy that.
Yeah, this is the second annual running of the Bergfeld Memorial, and it's important that we take a minute to remember why this weekend means so much to the UAS. The Grand National carries the name of our friend and longtime UAS leader, Mark Bergfeld. Uh, Mark dedicated so much of his life to this organization and to people who make this sport what it is. I'm starting to get teary eyed. Uh, the Mark Bergfeld Memorial Cup is more than a trophy. It's a reminder of the impact that Mark had on all of us and the legacy that he left behind. And
Yeah, I appreciate that those words, and again, clearly he's somebody who meant a lot to you personally, and really helped to bring the success that is the Unlimited All Stars. And it's kind of a reminder that the UAS is bigger than any one person, right? It's bigger. It's really the sport of karting. It's bigger than any one entity, whatever word you want to use after the word one, because it's about all the people that came before us and who helped build Unlimited All Stars into what it is, which is really about innovation, right? And it's about competing at the highest level, highest horsepower that there is in karting, specifically in dirt karting. And so I think the exciting part and why so many people are drawn to it, whether they've gone up to race big cars or they're like a Cadince who's been to K1 and then decided I'm going to try something different. You got people that want that thrill that that's only to be had in an Unlimited All Stars type of event. And what a great way for us to pay tribute to the person who's meant so much to Unlimited All Stars by naming the cup that is the trophy that everyone's vying for next weekend, the Memorial Cup, Mark Bergveld Memorial Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ben Taft, he said, one of my fondest memories is riding with Mark from Pittsburgh to Florida in 19. Such an amazing individual. So, I think, again, appreciate you sharing that, Ben, and anyone else who's got some kind words, feel free to share them. What we want to do here today is obviously build up the anticipation for what's to come next weekend, but also pay tribute to the man that is really responsible for the success that is Unlimited All Stars. I think Jason's trying to get back in here. You want to see if we can bring him in?
Yeah, let's try it.
Let me see if we can do that here. Jason.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're cutting out a little bit. That might be the service, depending on where you're at. Yeah, it doesn't look like the service is that great where you're at.
What's that now?
You're cutting in and out. It might be the service there.
Well, all right, let's try it this way. Is this any better?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying thanks for having me on the show. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit technically illiterate, but Simon and I, we're traveling up to Ohio to a vintage, to Camden, Ohio, Vintage Kart Nationals this weekend. And
Well, no, I appreciate you taking the time. And again, I want to say, really just state again what I said earlier, which is, thank you for all the coverage you do for high horsepower karting in the Southeast region. Talk a little bit about what that's like and what motivated you to start kind of putting a camera there and interviewing the faces that are the racers that make up high horsepower racing.
well, there are a lot of guys that are in the industry that do a tremendous job broadcasting the races, and that's what they do. But I've always kind of felt like there was an opportunity or a missing piece, and that was to tell the human interest side of kart racing, which is just as important as the racing. Being not very technically savvy, it's just myself and my cell phone, and I've got to do it in between crew chiefing duties because number one, I've got to be a crew chief for my part. So when time allows, I'm able to get some good content and talk to the racers and just promote high horsepower racing. I mean, we love UAS, but at the end of the day, we like going fast. We like the small block opens, anything with power.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same way. And again, thank you for the coverage. And without that, I'm not sure we would have the opportunity to see I don't know who else is doing it. To your point, who else is taking the time to really, again, capture the faces and the trackside, really the environment that comes with racing that way. So you talked about being a crew chief for for I guess the Seay team. So congratulations on a successful season there. Again, I think you guys are. It's hard not to count you as the favorite if there were favorites. I know it's kind of a level playing field, but I know a lot of people kind of have their eye on you. So, what helps to keep you guys up front so consistently?
Well, let me just clarify, but before we move on, yes, I would say that one of us are the favorite, but I would argue that it's Evan that's the favorite, having won multiple championships. Now, just to let you know, yes, Simon and Evan they run together. Chris is Evan's father. He crew chiefs Evan's stuff. I'm Simon's father, and I crew chief Simon's stuff. But we travel the races and all that together. But yes, I would argue that Evan's the favorite. We're going to do the best we can with what we got and see what happens. Now, I've already forgot what you asked me now that I've said that. So if you ask me that again, I'll let you know what my
Yeah,
answer is.
no, yeah. What helps to keep you guys so consistently again battling for the top spot week in, week out, year in and year out, and really, yeah. Again, just kind of the almost I want to say the bar set that you guys have set, I guess, in the Southeast region.
Well, I mean, Evan and Chris have set that bar tremendously high just through preparation. I mean, these guys they live, eat, breathe, and sleep go karts, and their stuff's top notch, and they spend the time on it. I don't care how long you've been racing or how much preparation there is. You're gonna drop out of a certain amount of UAS races every year, just due to the nature of how hard these high horsepower motors are on equipment. You're going to break a chain. You're going to break a belt. You're going to uh, seize a motor, and are uh, you are going to be you are going to drop out of some races. It's just the way it is. But Chris and Evan are able to minimize that through preparation.
Well, Jason, the UAS has always been about innovation. What are you guys working on over there that you think is giving you such an advantage?
You know, I guess talking again, speaking primarily for Chris, and I'm not his spokesperson, but I'll try to give the best answer that I can. It's just we're hard headed, so we'll pick something and then try to make that piece work. Try to find the parts and pieces to make it the fastest. It's not necessarily that we see something and we want to duplicate it. It's finding something that hasn't been done before. I think a couple of Chris has worked for years on these 175s. I think a couple of them come onto the scene at the same time in the last year or so. But that's something Chris had been working on for several years. Getting those codasters in here. And, on the heels of the BRC, the BRC is still a phenomenal motor. You just couldn't get the parts for the BRCs. And now Will Riley has built a second generation BRC. So that's given new life to the old ones and the new ones. And we also, have the 4 cycles. We've got the big 500s that we run when necessary, but we're 2 cycle folks, and that's what we prefer running when we can.
Very good. Question for Simon. I assume he's sitting there right next to you.
Simon's driving. I don't know if you guys.
Simon, are you coming to Morrison to win, or are you coming to Morrison to make sure everybody else doesn't win?
You can answer that both ways, can't you? I mean, I'm there to win, and the goal's to win. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely, young man. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Oh, y'all got him excited. He's hitting the rumble strips on the interstate now.
Well, that's about. I don't have too much more.
Yeah,
Jason,
no,
you really have been doing a great job promoting the sport, and I thank you for everything you do. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Much less fielding a go kart out there uh, than trying to keep up with all the content and chasing people around and editing the videos and spending time posting them. Uh, how do you find the time to fit it all in?
Well, I couldn't afford therapy anymore, so I had to find something to you know take place of that therapy. So I said, well, we'll just get the camera out and start shooting. No, I'm kidding, but it's a hobby, just like racing is for me. It's something I enjoy doing, which is the reason why I do it, and it gives notoriety to the sport and in particular high horsepower stuff.
Ernie, you got
Well,
anything else?
well, they say idle hands are the devil's workshop, and idle minds are the devil's playground. I think you're doing a great job, so keep it up. And like I said earlier, I
Thank you very much.
look forward to seeing you down there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. We got to get to Ohio and get turned around and then get turned around back to Tennessee. So it's going to be one hectic week for us for sure.
Safe travels, good luck, and we'll see you. We'll do this again at Morrison. What do you say in 10 days?
Uh, yeah, I look forward to it. Long as we haven't blown up a bunch of stuff, I'm game.
Absolutely.
All right. Safe travels.
All right, talk to y'all soon.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great conversation. And again, you hit on some great questions there. What helps them to keep that innovation going and their success really. And so it kind of gives you an insight ahead of next weekend. But it's something about that BRC 150 they're driving that they've got figured out. It does seem like at least again all the talk that he had mentioned about Evan. Really, Simon is the guy that's at the top of the most recent rankings, or closer to the top, I guess. The more recent rankings. Talking about that again, I've got him tied for first, and I think let's see. I'm gonna look. I've got it up here. So we've got Simon at 6. Do you have that up?
Yeah, I believe that whole list. Just one second, I'm almost there.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
Gil Atkinson, Cash Hodson, Brian Nevins Jr., Simon C., Ryan Erskine, Robbie Yao, Allie
yeah.
Jones, Juan Greeno, Peyton Strickland, Evan C., Robert Smart, Kelsey Peace, Stan Caroline, and Dan Gill. They're all tied essentially for first place.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome and exciting. Really, it adds to the excitement of this weekend. So it looks like Dave's here. Time to talk tech. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dave, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on?
Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. I think we're going to talk some tech now.
Oh, okay. Talk a little tech. Well, like Ernie said earlier, we try to get set up, pretty early before tech actually opens. And way tech goes, usually it's pretty easy, straightforward format. Guys will start lining up. You'll roll them in there. We're going to take our measurements. We walk around. We check for your safety clips on everything. We check, we're going to check you from the top of your center steering, right where your steering wheel or the steering device. The center of that bolt, it's got to be level across with your body works up front, down below that line. That excludes your fairing, wind hub, whatever you have there. And then what we'll do, we'll set it down on the ground, get your total body height measurements off the ground, make sure that your bumper, if you can people see this, like if you back your go-kart into a wall, no matter what body works you have above that bumper is defined as really the point of normal contact on the speedway, because guys can build a bumper, loop bumper or whatever, and incorporate uprights and everything, together. But actually, we want to make sure the bumper contact main point runs into a wall or hits the perpendicular vertical surface first. Nothing can hang past the back bumper. That's been like our main issue, and we've come up with quick, simple adjustments to get them through tech, but we really don't want to discuss them adjustments or go that way. Best preferred to have a contact bumper. Everybody knows these closing rates, acceleration rates can happen so fast. So you're running full throttle, so we want to make sure in case of contact, they are that. So, and again, like I said, we'll set them down on the ground. Ernie's going to be helping me. I think Kevin will be there. He's in charge of our junior unlimited all-stars, Kevin White, probably a couple more. But anyway, with that way, the photographer guy gets his good pictures for the magazine, photo packages, everything. And like you guys, KartVision can do driver interviews and whatnot as that goes on. But we try to get you in and out. It should be a quick 5-minute process or less for each cart. Last year, I think we was averaging maybe 3.5 hours to get everybody through tech and race ready. And so, like I said, we're just strictly there to enforce the rules. I'm the bad guy. You can ask Chris Seay if something goes wrong, I'm the scapegoat. Remember that, because everybody knows Ernie, he's got a lot on his plate, and I help him do other things, this, that, and other. And we click, and people don't see the stuff we do behind the scenes, and all this try to get this program the best possible. This is Ernie's second year as executive director, second Memorial Mark Bergfeld Memorial Cup, the Scott Bowley Dash. Scott passed away a year and a half, 2 years ago from, I can't remember if it was leukemia or Lou Gehrig's disease. But anyway, this race means a lot to the UAS, and so it's like I said, it's a great organization when you can take your go-kart built to these rules and run it from Washington to Florida to Maine to New York, and basically no change ups. Our key advantage, I think, is having the open tire rule. That way we can run whatever tire we want, like Tennessee, or we went to Iowa last year. There's always the soil content, what makes your track, is key for what tires seem to work best or what the locals have found to work best. And so even like Dan was saying, being from New York, coming to Tennessee, there is information out there. These local guys are, I don't know exactly what they're running, probably like Maxis whites, they go yellows or whites, I'm not sure, but these local guys always are willing to share info like that, because UAS is unlike like all the rest. I'll just tell you, if you got just a second,
Absolutely.
you have all your clone guys, they're hitting and they're kicking on their stuff, and they're looking at each other sort of like, make sure they're not looking at me, the old way, and UAS type of guys are, camaraderie, sportsmanship, ingenuity, a lot of innovation. And these guys, we all like watching Street Outlaws, we're all against each other on the track as racers and sportsmanship, but off the track, man, we're over helping one another. We're looking at their new innovation and ideas, going cool, and it's just a whole new atmosphere. So right back quick to tech. So everybody there is to race. I don't hardly race no more, and that's a good thing. I think I'll be bringing, if possible, a package up there for some junior all stars in case somebody wants to make the race. I got a flat card I'll probably bring. But the key thing is get in through technical inspection, get registered. Things we want, we come up there, we want your name. It makes it easier for us. We want your name, your engine size, whatever, your chassis, just basic information that gives like KartVision and media guys instant information. You're leading a race on a Yamaha so and so on this chassis, you know what I mean? It helps us. So get you into tech. Me and Ernie and Kevin, we're available. We don't put pressure on nobody. We'll walk through the pits. We don't try to hold nobody up. Questions, shake hands to everybody, because we want to get you in and out of tech as quick as possible, where you got the whole weekend to focus on your program and what each one is there for. Friday is like Ernie said, practice. Everybody's trying different stuff, seeing what's on the clock, getting tuned in. Friday's more of a laid back evening for UAS. A lot of joking around, a lot of after race interactions and reunions and stuff, which is great for us. And then Saturday it's strictly business. And like I said, we're gonna. I know I don't speak for Ernie, but I speak with Ernie a lot. And like I said, you got a lot on his plate on race day too. And just a reminder, couple reminders is remember your acceleration and closing rates. Give your fellow competitors a little room to race, because they got just as much time and money in their package and race system as you do. And we got guys coming from coast to coast. So sportsmanship, on and off track is key to everything. And the cameras, like I said, will be rolling. So it's time for, to shine. Me, Ernie, and others, we've got other bigger plans for like Fairbury down the road. We maybe flow racing, other big productions. So spotlight's on these guys, and what we do is strictly for the show. And one last thing, these last 2 weeks, is like the volcano build up to explode, man. We got a lot planned, and now's the time. It's like the race is here. It's sort of like a birthday, and we trying to run as best as possible. Being handed off this stuff with Ernie as director for Mark it means a lot. So there's a lot of us trying to help Ernie behind the scenes and make it the best possible. We got people like Holly and Justin Jones, which down there where the Morrison is in that region, put on, I think, offered 12 races, 4 points. Not sure if they got them all in rain dates, but they've done a tremendous job. And so, like, we're still off camera, behind the scenes, working on karting industry companies. I've contacted several. Quick note, Scott Sexton, official photographer, is giving away a 2 foot by 3 foot poster of the UAS senior winner, which he'll take your picture of it. And then he'll have to get your address, name, and all that. Give him a few days, get it sent to you. But so anybody out in the karting industry, we're not asking for ourselves. We're asking for these kids and seniors racing whatever they want to give, and to get a hold of Holly Jones, Justin Jones, or if not, shoot Ernie or me a message, and we'll get you referred to them on anything that they would like to offer us to help this package.
Well, Dave, I appreciate that and the time you're taking. Again, enough can't be said about all that happens behind the scenes with the team that helps this all come together. All right, it doesn't just happen, and so I'm glad you touched on that. And so, just again, credit to you guys, the two of you, and everyone else that's behind the scenes helping to bring it all together. I know the anticipation is there for sure, just based on again those we've talked to today. Again, I was at the track earlier this year. Phenomenal facility, and it's credit the Jones family for what they've done for that region, and that they get to now showcase that track and their region. What better way to help again bring everyone together and show the support or the appreciation to them for what they've done really this season. So, Ernie, anything you want to add?
I just want to add that there weren't a lot of updates to the rule book this year, but one of the things we did update was to the addition of making fire extinguishers mandatory for teams. In kart racing general, you have to have, every trailer should have a fire extinguisher in it. We want to make sure that every racer has a fire extinguisher on their pit cart that's capable of putting out a fire that ignites with the fuel that they're using to race. For instance, there are some extinguishers that they won't put out a methanol fire, or won't work for nitromethanol, or they're you know they're we don't we have real loose rules when it comes to fuels. You can't run anything that's banned, but there are a lot of things that you can run, and we want to make sure that racers are prepared, if not for themselves, their competitors as well, because things can and do happen, and when they do happen, it happens fast, and we all need to be ready.
Yeah, yeah, great.
Excellent point. Fire extinguisher is mandatory for the fuel you're burning.
You,
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
just I got a couple quick questions for you. Just when people hear unlimited, they think anything goes. Explain to people what that really means for the UAS.
Okay, yeah. Ernie's got a good point. So, like, it's unlimited up to a point, and that's what separates you between, like, say, true open or true run what you brung. Where a lot of guys, I know I've seen them even down south have big twin snowmobile motors, whatever. So I think this was designed, incorporated by Mark, I think, and it was through Ernie can correct me if I'm not if I'm mistaken, but like for the national organization LLC, and maybe I think it has to do with some of the rules or whatever, or the insurance deal. So the unlimited is basically you're limited to 510 cc 4-stroke max. So that's like saying you can run a basically what a rules is like you can run a 500 cc Honda, Jawa, GM, whatever, or 450 board, but we got a 10,000 allowance. So no matter what, 510 is the cutoff CC. And I've been doing tech nationally, I guess, probably for what, Ernie, the last 5 years, and like got 15,000 miles just going to do tech logged in back and forth. But I teched 2 years ago, or no, last year might have been, yeah, last year, 508 cc's in tech on a 4-stroke. And
Okay.
am I wrong, Ernie? It's 300 cc now? I got my rule book up
Yep,
in the house. Yeah, it's 300
300.
cc on 2-stroke, where it was 275. But so Ernie would be the executive officer to explain why those are the limits, but they are the limits. And another good thing, or I don't know if it's good, but another point I'd like to make from, I guess, being around this for a long time, but not everywhere. I'm a southern boy, Mississippi, Alabama area. When we started our regional Unlimited All Stars, and officially in like 2014, Mark was like, he was my godfather of the UAS mafia. He was like, I burned his phone up nonstop to make sure done it his way, and that's how we ran our races. But at also a time we was trying to get guys to come in that had some, like before we did off the wall, not normal run what you brung. And so Mark said, hey, you can let them race with you this way, that way, that way, but not national points. You can create local options. So we invited a bunch of guys in that had way too much motor and stuff for them. And after, I guess, a year or so of racing them, they was no dominant. They was not dominant really track racing wise on small tracks. I think their only advantage might have been on like a super speedway, like what we would race at, like we raced the Nationals in 2016 on a 4-mile car track, but they did not show dominance. It was more back then, like starting off the Dom 131s, BRC 150s, the pressure washer Honda 390s and the Honda 450s was just dominant package. over the big run what you brung. So that's how we keyed in. And like, well, this is the package we want to run, and got with it with Mark and you know, like Justin and Holly Dunn and all the other regions. Just promote it and help it grow, and try to bring in, but it's not the whole point of it, but because at the end of the day, we're not except for the business guys, the normal racers are 99 out of 100 are not making $1 off this. It's nice though when you do get a nice race put up and you got some nice money to win, and it scatters back down through the field, and that's great, and that helps build it. But one thing is as like directors, race directors, flagmen, you have to maintain control of the race. Let these drivers know in advance what you expect. You want them. Everybody in the world is watching you put on a great racing show, not a monkey circus. So I think once, as regionally, when we figured that out, and they all like race awesome, when Unlimited's fired up, there'd be 2 or 3 rows of people pushing the fence down, trying to watch that race, and that brought the excitement to all the local tracks that you happen to bring a group to, the regional series. Whether it be we run with Max's series for several years with their classes as a highlight show, with allowing us to run open tires. So I mean, it's workable in any club nationwide, and but Ernie would be the main man to tell us the limits on the unlimiteds.
Well, for me, the unlimited, it doesn't mean uncontrolled. It means innovation inside the rules, and with our maximum displacements, we do have maximum displacements, but the innovation inside that box are unlimited. The possibilities from fuel to porting to their drive systems, the innovations and the possibilities, the combinations are almost limitless.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. You got a set box of parameters. You got totally plenty of horsepower. You got a tire program. So I'd like to see guys more in what's inside that box, not just say putting a wing on it, but maybe other packages, some scoops or something that runs through a box, cold air intake systems, cold fuel intake systems, sealing the bodies up under diffusing it, channeling that, working more into the aerodynamics and other adjustments. How about electrical button where you can adjust your rear spoiler or wing angle, or a mechanical lever? I want to see some more innovation inside it. Like me and my brother-in-law Sean come up with an idea, because like I said, I think Jason C mentioned it, about him and Jason and how hard it is to stay number one with UAS, because as prepared as you can be with good or new equipment, is so much torture on everything that we have available. You try to run it hard, find all the breaking points, get it bulletproof, and then you're still got your butt pinching the seat. Like 50% of winning a UAS race is it not breaking, that kind of deal. So me and Sean had thought about how rear axle deflects under chain torque, and was going to put a third arm from our chassis with a bearing on our axle. I went to Nationals in Spokane, Washington a couple years ago, and it was I think Chris Hagar or Christopher already had one on his cart, and I was like, cool, man, that's what we thought of that, but we didn't do it. He did. It's stuff like that I like to see.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I appreciate it. Appreciate the time here. We're gonna start wrapping up, I guess, here, as we unless you guys have anything else you want to add, I guess we can just kind of wish everybody safe travels as we next week as they head to Morrison. I look forward to seeing everyone again and having some more conversation about what you just said, the innovation and what everybody's bringing unique to the table.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, Ernie, Dave, I appreciate it. And yeah, everyone, again, next Friday, Morrison Speedway, Morrison, Tennessee. Look forward to seeing you there. Safe travels.
You too.
Yep. See y'all.